It's a high drive center field. Beer leans back. This game is turned upside down. Pujols into the air. It's deep to left. Taylor's back at the wall. It's 700.
On fly ball. Deep left. There it goes. Soaring into history.
Fastball hit to left. It is long gone.
Hello and welcome to the Sweet for Contacts Baseball Podcast. Today is July 28th, 2023. We are just days away from the trade deadline, and there have been some fun little moves already happened today. The White Sox are just selling their pitching staff, but we'll get to that here in a second. A little bit different format today. This time we have Noah to my top left, I believe, and Aden to my top right. Boys, how are we doing today?
Doing great today, Ramy. How are you?
I'm so fantastic. Aden?
How are you, Aden?
Pretty good. The album I've been waiting for 5 years to drop, so.
Which is?
Utopia.
Utopia by?
Travis Scott.
There we go. Okay.
Krabby Patty.
Gotta let the information out there. So going into this trade deadline, there's still a few big moves that we're kind of all waiting on, I think. Some big names that have not dropped yet on where they're going or where they're coming from. Why are we doing this?
I didn't know it popped up on the face.
He was just applauding you. He was just applauding you in your intro.
Great intro.
Keep it.
Yeah, we'll keep that one we can play something with. So far, we're just going to rattle these off real quick. I'm going to have to pop these glasses here. Toronto and St. Louis made a deal for... This is what happens when you do face recordings with each other for the first time in like 2 months. You good?
I'm good. Let's go.
No, you good?
I'm great. I'm
Great. Genesis Cabrera went over to the Toronto Blue Jays for some bullpen help. The Atlanta Braves acquired Pierce Johnson from the Rockies, sending over 2 guys for them. The Rangers sent over Taylor Hearn for cash considerations. MVP, that biggest move of the season, that right there. The Los Angeles Angels acquired utility infield outfielder Enrique Kike. I don't know why I said Kiki Hernandez. I'm going to cut that part out.
The accent.
Yeah. And the Padres got cash considerations for Jose Castillo, Mason McCoy for the Toronto Blue Jays, for Trent Thornton. Trent Thornton is actually a Houston native that has a grudge against the Astros because they didn't draft him. Fun name. This one I thought was interesting because I didn't really know or understand why. Jorge Lopez goes from the Minnesota Twins to the Marlins in exchange for Dylan Floro, just like a 1-for-1 bullpen exchange. I don't know.
He's been iffy since that year, a couple of years ago. Was it 2021 when he was like just absolutely electric, and he just isn't had it since then.
Lopez?
Yeah.
Yeah, when he was closing games for Baltimore, he was really, really good. The White Sox sent over Giolito and Ronaldo Lopez for 2 pretty high-ranking Angel prospects. And a 1-for-1 with Cleveland. The Dodgers sent over Noah Syndergaard for Ahmed Rosario. Interested to hear what Aden has to say about that one. The Brewers got Carlos Santana, veteran first baseman from the Pittsburgh Pirates, so that sign and deal for him turned out pretty good for them. The Mets sent away their first name, David Robertson, who has closed out some postseason games before, to the Marlins. So two new bullpen pieces over in Miami. Then what I thought was the most recent one, Chicago sent over Lance Lynn and Joe Kelly to the Dodgers in exchange for Trace Thompson, coming out of Dodgerland, along with 2 other prospects. And then right as we were hitting record, basically, the White Sox made another deal. Aden, walk me through that one because I have not actually seen all the names acquired with it.
So I believe from what I saw, it was a 1-for-1.
1-for-1, okay.
Graveman to the Astros, and it was Corey Lee to the White Sox. I was a bit higher on Corey Lee last year. I want to know what your opinion on this is, though. So Graveman's kind of had an off year, I've heard. I haven't looked at the stats yet for him.
Yeah, this is a reunion for Graveman. We got him from Seattle a couple years back in a trade deadline move. As far as Corey Lee, for a while he was like a top 3 guy in our system, but I think some of the development has kind of stalled for him. He came up last year for a couple cups of coffee and just didn't quite have much offensive production. And then down in AAA this year, it seems like his power numbers really kind of just went out the window in some sense. And so I think the Astros as an organization are higher on Yainer Diaz, who's been up all year this year as a rookie. And then we started the year with Cesar Salazar as another catcher on the 40-man and left Corey Lee off. So I think just as an organization, I think they were disappointed with the production stall from him. And I guess, at the end of the day, they felt like we definitely wanted to get another bullpen arm. And if Corey Lee brought that in for the major league organization, then so be it.
It definitely seems like the Houston Astros are putting all their chips in on Diaz being the future catcher, which I'm hoping
okay with.
For y'all. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping Maldonado stays just because that's good for us.
No. No.
Maybe I can convince Dusty that Maldonado's got a couple more years in him.
When a couple years back, when James Click extended him before the season was over, I took that screenshot and sent it to my Astro friend group chat, and I was not happy about it because I knew that he probably had one more at least productive year, because I was coming off of a season where he actually hit 15 home runs, got on base at a decent clip, had some clutch hits, played really good defense. And I was like a 1-year deal I would have been cool with. This second year, man, it's hard to watch him play. I don't feel like he's very good behind the plate. He's not very good with the bat in his hands at the plate. And he's obviously a spokesperson, but as we've all witnessed at this point. But yeah, I would put a lot more eggs in the Yainer Diaz basket.
That series, I think I watched at least 30 to 40 strike calls for the Astros get called balls because of how terrible he is at receiving it. I saw what was I can't remember the reliever's name. White dude came in 7th, 6th inning.
Ryan Stanek.
Looks like he takes Black and Milds after every game.
Stanek's got the long hair, doesn't he?
Yeah, long hair with Stanek.
This guy's clean shaven.
Okay, so stoic look on him. Phil Maton.
It was Maton. Maton comes in. He gets, I don't remember what the count was. He throws a curveball, I think. Looked like a 12-6. And I swear that thing was 3 inches up in bottom of the zone, but 3 inches up. Perfect strike. Maldonado catches it going down and then pulls it all the way back up the ball. And I was
you're not getting that.
That was terrible. I think my favorite trade so far, though, David Robertson to the Marlins. I love that. I love that deal for them. That is a great closer to get in that bullpen. And that's not even his original role.
Yeah, he's really more of a setup guy and high leverage setup, middle relief kind of dude. But he's had to step into that role a few times, and maybe they can tap into Jorge Lopez's electricity again. And now they just brought in 2 guys that have legit closing experience for their back end. So the Marlins trying to make this push, man. I love it.
A guy I want to see get moved.
Hit me.
Aaron Bummer. Aaron Bummer right now has a 6.56 ERA as a reliever. He has a 2.3 something FIP. 2.3. He is the unluckiest pitcher in baseball and one of the unluckiest. This is one of the unluckiest seasons I've ever seen. To have that big of a difference between the ERA and the FIP.
Yeah, it's big.
And it's just the defense behind him's been terrible. I don't know if you saw that clip the other day, but it was him pitching and a ball was hit right back up to him and hits his glove, trickles to the outfield. And I think they scored 2 off of it. because just he's so unlucky.
Know any of those trades that we've mentioned so far piquing interest?
I like the and it might not be a really popular one and people might make fun of it, but I like the Lance Lynn and Joe Kelly trade to LA. I mean, we've seen what Lance Lynn can do. He's had a very, the worst year of his career so far. And I mean, I think that has something to do maybe with the pitch clock, but he's in Chicago, and who the hell wants to be in Chicago? But yeah, I think this them getting dealt to LA. I'd like to see a Joe Kelly, Houston Astros little matchup there. I don't know if they're in y'all's schedule or not again, but I'd like to see it. Him and Dodger Blue. But yeah, I think
everyone would, right?
Yeah, I think Lance Lynn, maybe they can revamp him, like you said, Jorge Lopez with the Marlins. Maybe they can do something, Lance Lynn. You know what I mean?
Listen, the Dodgers have that devil magic in their pitching spots, so they tap into guys in strange ways. It didn't quite work out for Syndergaard, but on that contract that he had with them and whatnot, like, I'd still say they got a decent value, and then we're able to flip him at the deadline, so it all kind of pays off. But yeah, Lynn could have a little resurgence here. He can at least eat some innings for him at the very worst. So, and then obviously Joe Kelly has closed games, has high leverage in him, can reach back and still, high 90s, hit a triple digit if he really wants to. I think he might hit the backstop a couple times if he does that, but he can definitely do that. Losing Trace Thompson for those two guys, I think that hurts a little bit, but I guess that he didn't really fit a future center field or left field spot for them. But I guess when they acquired Kike, they didn't need Trace anymore, so that also fits into that puzzle piece.
From the start of the season, him and Brian Reynolds were leading the outfielders in home runs for the first week or two.
Yeah, Trace had a 3 home run game early on, didn't he? At that first week of the season.
He was off his WBC thing.
I also think it's kind of funny. The Dodgers picked up Ahmed Rosario and Hernandez, and
wild.
Both. And I might need to backtrack on this later, but I think from an outs above average standpoint, they're both in the negatives. And then I think in terms of WRC plus, they're both under 100. And, just new scenario, new set of rules and whatnot. Maybe they kind of flourish in or pick up a bit better second half. But I just thought it was kind of interesting that they both brought in technically negative, quote unquote, negative value players from a runs created and a outs above standpoint.
They got Kike Hernandez they traded for him because of his vibes, and Rosario, they traded Syndergaard for him so they can get more diversity, I guess, because both of them suck. There's one difference in both those players.
Come on now.
ESPN, sign this man, bro.
They're terrible, man.
What a take.
The good news for the Yankees today and my fantasy baseball team, because Aaron Judge is finally getting activated from the IL. Any thoughts on the Yankees situation and what Judge could or could not do for this team moving forward?
I think it's too late.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, I don't know. Bring some of your farm system up. Let them play. It's over. It's over. I don't even know how many games they're back.
Maybe.
Right now, so since he went down at the beginning of June, since June 4th, the offense has put a collective 670 OPS, and that's on base plus slugging, in case you misheard me. And that's the 4th lowest mark in the majors. And they've gone 19-23, so they've been under 500 the whole process of doing that. Judge is basically an MVP type player that you acquired at the trade deadline. So a team that is still hovering around that 500 mark, getting Rodon off the injury and getting Judge back could that create a surge though? I guess is the issue. But with the way Baltimore is, what Tampa can do, hell, even what Boston's doing in their yellow jerseys right now, they're the East is a tough place to be. So I don't know if they make a wild card game. I don't think they win the East by any stretch of the imagination this year, but I don't see them getting to the wild card right now, unless Judge just goes insane.
There's too many. First of all, they're in the best division in baseball right now, and the wild. I don't think I've ever seen this competitive of like a wild card for either side. Like the NL wild card's pretty stacked right now, and I feel like the AL wild card's getting pretty stacked. The race for the NL wild card is like separated by 6 teams with like 0.5 games in between all of them. It's crazy right now. It's fun seeing this many good teams, even though a good team's going to miss the playoffs this year.
Yeah, I mean that's how it goes sometimes, and it's also crazy to see like teams that made runs last year are not going to be even in consideration for it right now. So as this deadline approaches, the 2 names that are kind of listed as the best player available, because right now Shohei is listed as not available by the Angels, right? And so from a pitching perspective, Justin Verlander has been listed as available, even though he doesn't want to leave according to his interviews as of late. And then Nolan Arenado, an option according to this article.
I think that's smoke.
You think that's smoke?
I've seen, I think it's just conversations. I don't think they've had any like serious like deals. If I had to say my best bat and my best arm right now, I'm gonna go Snell and Bellinger. I mean, Bellinger's absolutely raking right now. Any team could use a corner outfield lefty bat right now. I would not be mad if I found out we traded for him tomorrow. I would be mad if I found out Houston did, though. That would kill me.
They called me crazy for drafting him in fantasy this year, but look at me now.
There's 2 starters, really, other than Verlander, because we don't know if Verlander's going to get traded. It's Stroman and Snell. And I think Snell's got the better stuff. He doesn't go as deep as Stroman sometimes because he's got that walk issue. But I don't know. If I'm going for a playoff run, I think I'd rather have Snell right now.
And another left-handed option, if you can't get Snell, but you feel like you need to get a lefty innings guy, the Tigers have Eduardo Rodriguez, who I think is another starting pitching option that doesn't get a whole lot of love because he's in Detroit. But
Montgomery's there too. And Montgomery out of St. Louis, he's pretty good. I wouldn't mind him either.
Yeah, all there's 3 legit lefty starters on the block right now. And then I like the Cody Bellinger call. We talked about him last time. That article had the Cubs linked with the Astros. I just don't see that happening for those 2 guys. Especially that Lee's gone. I think that's probably the prospect guy that they would try to build a package around. I don't know who they would build a package around right now for Houston to get those 2 kind of quality guys. But yeah, between those lefties, and the Mets also have Mad Max. Like, is he a guy that they might try to move?
I don't think he gets moved, to be honest.
Between Verlander and Scherzer's contracts, it's pretty difficult to move them, I think.
They're definitely going to have to eat some of the contract if they trade him. That's why I wouldn't mind a say Verlander trade, because I know they're going to have to eat some of that contract.
And then obviously the other Cardinal arms that we haven't mentioned yet, between Michaelis, I guess you could technically try to maybe go after Waino if you wanted, but I wouldn't advise that. I don't even know if they are interested in doing that, just letting him ride out the rest of his career with the Cardinals. Oh crap, who am I blanking on right now?
For who? Jack Flaherty?
Flaherty, the other guy that people are talking about.
I'm not big on him.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, he same thing. Like, he could come in, catch fire, like his ceiling allows him to, or he might just be a guy that eats 6-7 innings for you at a time, and you just worry about that every 5th day. But an option.
I'm upset about my my Giolito to the LA call and it just being the wrong LA.
Listen, how funny is it going to be though? And I'm not. The Angels have been through enough. I don't need to kick.
Nah, they haven't been going through.
But how crazy is it going to be in like, a couple of days times when they go, crap, we just went 0-for-3, 0-for-4. We should sell. And they flip Giolito. They go all in on a Shohei move or whatever it is. And, they sent 2 top 5 of their system's prospects to get that trade, 2 and 3. And so, which is such an Angels move, such an Angels move. Like, are they going to be able to flip him to get any type of value close to that back?
I don't like the Angels farm in the first place. Their 2 and 3 would be like a 9 and 10 in a good farm, I think. Like, I don't think it cracks our top 7. But I hated that trade when I saw it. I was like, you're going to try to go in and your plan is to get rid of those 2. And now when Shohei leaves this offseason, he's not re-signing with the Angels. If he re-signs with the Angels, I'll donate like $100 to whatever charity. You just lost out on prospects. You lost out on more prospects because you didn't trade Shohei for prospects. Giolito isn't going to re-sign if Shohei's not there, I bet. Like, what you got Trout. You're back with just Trout. That's it.
Side note from earlier, I just was curious, so I looked it up real quick. Graveman is signed this year and next year. So yeah. I like that even more so, I think, now, just because that solidifies another arm for another year. So
y'all got Stanek, y'all got Maton, and Montero are all free agents after this year, aren't they?
Neris, not Montero.
Neris, okay. So, yeah, that does help y'all a little bit with having that control over him. Because he can pick it up in Houston. I mean, Houston usually has a pretty good pen. So, it's been a little iffy this year. Montero has lost, like, everything.
Yeah, like, the thing about that trade, and it kind of goes back, like, relievers are so volatile that they can have a really great year, and then they can fall off the face of the earth very quickly because it's a smaller sample size and year to year just luck and unlucky type situations. But Montero was basically a journeyman, failed starter turned bullpen guy, dealt with some injuries, ended up in Seattle as like a low level just relief guy, but he had really good spin rate on his fastball and had kind of a dirty changeup. But he just never figured it out in his travels up until the time that he got to Houston. And then he was like, okay, if I want to throw the high fastball even harder and then just mix in the changeup. And this year it's that same formula. It's just not working for him. And so I think it's just a high volatility, but because he was so good, Houston extended him, which I didn't like, especially for the money and the years. I thought it was a terrible contract at the time. I would have been happy with a 1-year extension, but yeah, we've got Montero for, I think, another 2. So, maybe he comes back down and that volatility sways back in the positive direction, but it's definitely been a net negative this year.
Yeah, I got a question. Do y'all think the Padres move Soto?
Nah,
I don't. I think
it's possible. I don't think it happens. I think it's possible.
We were talking to a Padres fan yesterday, and he was talking about it, and he's like, I don't think they moved him because obviously the Angels didn't get what they wanted for Shohei. But then I kind of had to remind him, like, Soto has another year on his contract. Any deal for Soto right now, I think, would be more than it would be for Shohei. Like, I think you give up more for Soto right now than Shohei, with the knowledge that you have him for an extra year after this. And I don't know. I don't see it happening, to be perfectly honest. I think when the Padres traded for Soto, they kind of thought they were going to have him for 3 chances, and I think they're pretty likely to re-sign him, to be honest. This is a very off year. They've got good pitch. They don't have the best pitching, but they've had okay pitching, good pitching. They've got good hitters. They're just not doing it when they need to be doing it. It's like I don't think I've seen them late game do what they need to do to get guys in or to prevent guys from getting in.
Right. And then like last week we talked about them a little bit too, and they were You know what? We didn't actually talk about this on the podcast. So we were talking about like the extra innings thing with Houston and the Rangers, and like Houston's like 2-9 in extras, or 2-7 this year in extras. And I'm like, if y'all could just get us extra innings of that tied game, like y'all are winning that game because we're not good in extras. And then, so I went and looked at like the expanded standings and all of Major League Baseball. The team that didn't have a single win in extra innings this year was the Friars. And so, to your point, like they are not good at bringing runs in when they need to bring runs in.
Willie Calhoun DFA'd by the Yankees.
Oh my God. Praise be, baby. That's amazing.
The show 19 legend, Willie Calhoun.
I also wanted to ask about this. What do y'all think about Carlos Santana after hitting the greatest walk-off dance of all time on the Brewers? Now he has to go into the locker room with that Brewers team. I mean, because come on, that dance was awesome. That was like the coolest thing ever after that walk-off.
So old.
Hold up. I got to look at the stats because, I feel like recently he's been going off.
Well, he was with the Blue Jays on their run back in the day, right?
Man, he's been all over the place, to be honest with you. But, his statistics right now, I gotta pop the glasses again. So in 94 games played, he's slashing 235, 321, 412 for a 733 OPS and a 1.1 WAR. So
hold up, I want to see what it's been in like the last month.
But he's had 12 home runs.
He started off slow, I believe.
12 home runs off of this, 53 RBI. So like, from just like an old veteran slugging perspective, he's been in the league for 12 years. He's been with Seattle, Kansas City, Cleveland, Philadelphia, Cleveland again. He came up through Cleveland's system. And so he was on those 2016, 2017 Cleveland teams that were really good. He was on, last year's Seattle team down the stretch when he had some big hits for them, I believe, when they were kind of making him push for that wild card spot. So, the dude has, 290 home runs over a 12-year career. So, he's been doing it for a while at a high level. Some other names that keep coming up that I think was kind of amusing. With the White Sox selling all their pitching, are there any bats that come out of that lineup? Obviously, the one that has been kind of brought up multiple times has been Tim Anderson. Does anybody need a shortstop with a club option for next year? And they say, screw it. He was a former AL batting champion. He hit over 300 every year, 19, 20, 21, and 22. And right now he's not doing it, but because he has the back of his baseball card says he can, does anybody make that move right now?
The team that I could see is the Marlins. I don't think I like it because I feel like trading for Tim Anderson is saying, hey, we want, Gene Segura, but hasn't hit a home run this season because they've basically been the exact same guy this season. And Gene Segura is now the most hated man in Miami. So I don't know. You can look at his after All-Star stats because he's kind of been raking since the All-Star break. No home runs still, though. I don't know. I think if any team does it, it's going to be the Marlins.
Okay. Shotgun round here. Cody Bellinger, where's he going?
New York.
I kind of think New York, but I think every team that's looking for a trade is got Cody Bellinger number 2 on their board.
Yeah, I would agree with that. This I thought was a fun one from the Nationals third baseman Candelario.
Who is it?
He's a pending free agent, so he'd be a true rental. He has a 3 WAR right now on BREF, and has a positive. Yeah, he's a positive outs above average right now at third base. but he's a guy that hasn't really been in some of those high leverage playoff race moments before. But I don't really know who needs a third baseman, but he's the guy that's been listed at that spot.
I think the rumors have marked him with the Angels.
That would be an Angels move right there. I could also.
But I think he should have made the All-Star game over Arenado. He was having him and J.D. Davis were both big snubs. I thought Giants third baseman. I think they were both having better years than Arenado was when the All-Star voting was happening.
A guy like Candelario, who's played a pretty good third base and has a pretty good WAR and offensive numbers, with the Yankees having so many issues out of the Rainmaker, Bringer of Rain, do they maybe try to bring him in as part of the offense too? Pair him with a Judge or a Bellinger to say, hey, we're going to go all in and try to fix this offense?
I know I said that I think like Cody Bellinger's from New York. I don't think they're going to be high buyers. Like Bellinger
would be surprising.
Makes sense to me. That's the only reason I've said Bellinger to them.
Does Bellinger go back to the Dodgers?
I don't think so.
Jack Flaherty we've already covered. Tommy Pham playing with the Mets right now. He would be a true rental. And ranks 90th percent or better in average exit velo, chase rate, expected batting average, expected slugging, and expected WOBA this year. So a lot of high data points, but maybe not some of the best looking numbers. But like his expected numbers are all through the roof. But, does anybody make a rental Tommy Pham pickup?
Go get him, Giants. Pair him and Jock Peterson up, please. That would be the greatest outfield duo in the league.
That fantasy baseball team or fantasy football team will be coming in clutch soon. We mentioned.
I want to add one.
Okay.
Lane Thomas. I don't know if he's gonna get traded, but he's been a pretty hot name given what he's been doing this season. We think any team tries to convince the Nats to let go of him or no?
He still has a lot of team control, right?
He does, but they've got a pretty stacked group coming up. And I've heard that they floated him around a little bit to start the trade deadline. I don't know if they're still floating him around, but
I would say no. Just because like he still has like 4 years, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. To me, like you better be.
I don't know if he's still being floated. I just know he was at the start.
Maybe if they pair him with Candelario to get like the best package back possible. Like, hey, maybe instead of only getting one top 10 guy, maybe now we're able to get like 3 top 10 guys out of a place because you're getting team control. And we want your 5, 8, and 9, and then a flyer somewhere included in there, a 4 for 2, something like that. I could see that kind of a situation maybe playing out, but I don't think he goes as like just as a 1 for whatever. So. I'm trying to get you, Noah. I keep.
Aden, with that mustache, I know you have a beard, but you can't really see it. You kind of look like Andrew Chafin. You just need some long hair, bro.
Dude, I went to shave my beard the other day, and I used the wrong blade guard. So it's like gone almost.
Shave it off.
And I let it grow back.
Let's see here. Anything else we need to cover? I'm kind of running out of stuff. I got to be honest.
We covered my weight room visit last night. This is a crazy one, man.
Hit me.
So like I get in around 1 a.m. man. I drink my pre-workout. Go in there. I'm hitting buys, tries, hitting my shoulders, man. I'm getting a good lift in. About an hour in. Finish with that, so I go to the treadmill. You gotta get your incline at 3 speed. So I'm doing my 30 minutes of incline, and I see the door open. It's 2 a.m. at this point. I'm like, what? Who is here? Dude walks in. He's got a tank top on, like bright red tank top. Walks in, slaps his wrist things on, slaps them against his body, does 1 rep of deadlift. I see him throw it down, walks to the bathroom, hear the loudest scream I've ever heard in my life. Just screams from the bottom of his soul. Comes back in, does 3 more reps, goes to the bathroom again, does the same thing 3 more times. I'm like, okay, this guy's deranged. He's about to come kill me in a second because I'm here. He finally, I see him start walking towards me, and I'm like, oh crap. He points for me to take my earbud out. I take it out, and he goes, hey man, it's 2 a.m. I'm not on any pre-workout or anything, but I'm like pretty built up right now. You mind if I scream out here while I'm doing my lifts? I was like, man, I really don't care. Like, I understand. And he goes, thanks a lot, man. I love that mentality. Walks over, just starts doing his reps, screaming bloody murder. I finish the incline, go to walk out, and he's like, you leaving, man? And I'm like, yep. And he goes, how many days you in here this time? And I'm like, 3 days and an off day every, like, just that rotation. He goes, you're going to be a beast, man. I'll see you. I just say, see you, man. Walk out.
Who broke his heart, bro?
So don't say any names, but where you live is not a very large community. Do you know this guy?
I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I had no clue who he was.
Interesting.
He's definitely like 3rd year college.
Okay, so he's probably back in town for summer break and is getting ready to go back somewhere, you think?
That or he went to DC. I don't know. His name, you would know it if you know what name likes to punch holes in walls and drink energy drinks.
There's a lot of those for where we're from.
It's a pretty specific one. We used to make fun of one of our baseball players.
I thought you said you didn't know his name.
No, he told me his name.
Oh, okay. So you're saying you might be stop. So you might know he might be a relative of someone that you know, maybe.
I don't think so.
Don't think so. Okay. Well, either way, we can move on. That is a fun gym story. A 2 a.m. shouter is always a good time. No, I'm guessing you're getting ready to go hit up the ballpark tonight.
No, they're in San Diego.
Oh, why do we have to do this so early then?
You said 3, and I was like, okay.
Oh,
I
well.
don't think any of us are doing anything.
Oh, well.
That's my fault.
I'm not saying it was your fault, but like normally we try to schedule it around like your little. I have to be at work at this time schedule for the ballpark stuff.
Yeah,
So
I just told you I was off today, so that was the best day to do it this week. So.
Oh, I know you were off today. I missed that part. My fault.
Yeah. Okay, everybody. New segment. It's brought to you by Baseball Reference. No, it's not.
I don't think we can say that.
So
This isn't a sponsored video, but if they want to sponsor us, go ahead.
all right. Let me make this a little smaller.
7.
Let me make this a little smaller here. And
I'm on a podcast right now with no way.
and Aden's on.
This is the unwind. Go follow our Patreon where you get the unwind of the last 15 minutes or so.
All right, we're gonna put this in the corner over here. Yeah, perfect. Only kind of slightly covers Aiden's face. Oh wait, Aden, don't move there. Don't lean to your right. Stay.
I'm good. We're good.
Stay right there. Don't lean. All right. So, do y'all have a grid pulled up for?
I have it pulled up.
Doing the grid.
Oh my god!
Like I've got the official one on my screen here, so I've got the official guesses. I've already done.
Well, I already have 2. So
full disclosure, I've already done today's grid. So this is gonna mostly be an Aden and Noah thing today, but next time I will refrain from doing it before we do this. No, you said you already have 2 that you want to take in.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
So, honestly, Texas. I'd like to say Keon Keela for the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Texas Rangers.
Who?
Keon Keela.
Yeah. That's a solid 6%er. We take those.
And then with Cincinnati, you could say Josh Hamilton, or you could say Addison Volquez. or if there's anybody else y'all would like to say, go ahead.
And do you have a preference?
No, I do have one. Oh, I can't remember his name.
That's
you
not.
Remember the guy? No. We're using this guy. We're using this guy if I can remember. He did the bat drop against the Pirates twice and got hit. Played for us in the 2020 season. You remember when
Derek Dietrich?
Yes, Dietrich.
Gotcha. I watched those videos the other day.
I saw it the other day.
MLB Best Fights compilation.
That's a strong 2%er. All right.
Okay.
200K season,
God,
Rangers. Who you want to go with?
200K. Can we go Gaylord Perry for
that? Noah, do you want to?
Dude, I have no idea who the Rockies are.
The easy one's going to be Nolan Ryan. Right.
But we could. What about Matt? Did Matt Harrison ever have a 200 strikeout season?
I kind of want to go Gaylord Perry.
Okay, so you want to put Gaylord Perry for the Texas Rangers 200K season.
Wait. What? I thought you said that for the Rockies, Aden. I don't know who plays for the Rockies. Oh, you said that for the Rangers? Hold on. I'm trying to think of good, 2010 pitchers for the Rangers.
I mean, did CJ Wilson ever do it? Did Colby Lewis ever do it?
I was thinking Colby Lewis. Cole Hamels?
Was Cole Hamels there long enough to do it?
I don't know if Cole Hamels ever had a 200K.
Let's just...
The safe one is Nolan Ryan, obviously, right? He's the safe one. I think Kenny Rogers might be in that consideration.
Yeah.
But
his perfect game bobblehead back there.
Who do you want to rock with? Full disclosure, I went Nolan Ryan just because I went with easy route for that one.
Hold up. Do they have to have the season in with the Rangers?
It's a 200K season with the Rangers.
It can't just be they played for the Rangers. They had to have it with.
I believe once Baseball Reference bought it, they kind of changed some of the rules on that because I got burned by something similar to that earlier, a couple days ago.
The easy one's Nolan Ryan. I think Gaylord Perry would fit there, but just go with one that we know for sure. No one loses.
Let's go with Nolan.
Ryan for 500.
Nolan Ryan, boom, a good old 70%. All right. So y'all might be a little. No, y'all should know Ubaldo Jimenez. He's the obvious pick for the Colorado's 200K season.
I don't know anybody from the Rockies ever.
Okay, well,
a pitcher.
I use Ubaldo, so I'm going to keep Ubaldo, but he's an obvious one. Yeah, a 68% kind of guy, just under Nolan Ryan's number. So for the Tigers, there's plenty of options.
Yeah, you go Verlander, you go Scherzer.
Telling you, dude, I know every baseball player that has ever played the game, but when I open this on my Safari, it all goes away. Even the basketball and the football one.
Just give us Verlander.
Okay, we'll type in Verlander for you boys. Let's see. Verlander's going to be 56%, so he's actually the lowest of the three. Do y'all have anybody else from that Tigers row? Tigers, Pirates, Tigers, Reds.
Tigers, Reds.
I have a Tigers, Pirates.
There's Aden's playoff hero fits one of these marks. Most recent playoff hero.
I guess there's a cat in my living room or something because my dog.
Oh shit!
Shoot.
I know who it is, and I just can't think. Nick Castellanos.
Castellanos is the correct answer.
Good pick. Did we get one for the Pirates yet? I wasn't listening.
Tigers, Pirates is still open. I'm not gonna lie, this one gave me fits, but then I remembered an old Astros reliever from the early 2000s that I put. He played for both these teams.
That's my strategy. What Texas relievers? And that's what I thought with Keon Keela because I remember he got traded to the Pirates, or he somehow wound up in Pittsburgh. I don't know.
Hold up. Pirates and Tigers, right?
Pirates, Tigers.
Did Josh Harrison ever play for the Tigers?
I
think he did.
I don't know.
Stamp it.
Stamp it in there? You want
Josh Harrison.
Noah?
It's not gonna be it, but go ahead.
Damn
and do
it.
That's not the name that I picked earlier. 17%, baby.
Screw that, dude. Okay.
17%. Wow.
So the Reds and the Rockies.
So we've got Pirates, Rockies, Reds, Rockies.
Who all is Profar played for?
Padres, Rangers, Rockies.
Is that it?
Because he came up through our farm system.
I know he came up. When did we trade him? I thought it was like
2018.
Dang, we had him for that long.
I don't know.
There's a guy currently on the Rockies who played for the Reds last year.
Reds.
I legit couldn't
What
freaking tell
position?
you.
What
bro.
position?
Well, for the Reds, he played a lot of second base, ironically enough.
Oh
But
shit! Pirates, Rockies. Connor Joe.
Connor Joe, yeah, that's actually who I picked earlier too. Connor Joe. Well, let me type in Connor Joe, I guess. And then a World Series hero, you could say.
For what team was he the World Series hero?
Not for the Reds or the Rockies.
Can't tell me.
I feel like that would, if I told you that, it would be.
What year?
That would, I think, would make it too easy. You can play with this guy right now on the show. He's had some good cards in the past. He's definitely more of a silver kind of guy, bronze maybe kind of guy right now. All of the infield. He played a lot of third base in the World Series.
Right now?
He played some second base for the Reds. Right now, I think he's playing a lot of first base and third base.
He's a Rocky.
He's a Rocky right now.
Ryan McMahon?
Not who I picked. I don't know.
Nah, I don't think Ryan McMahon ever played.
I'm pretty sure McMahon is a Rocky only so far.
Yeah, that's
Old guy.
I was so confused. I didn't even think he's ever in a World Series.
I'll give you another little sprinkle here. Teammate of one Eric Hosmer.
I was gonna say him, but I know he didn't.
So he's a World Series hero with Detroit. Or wait, no, with the fucking Royals. My bad.
Language.
Sorry, sorry. Royals, World Series hero. Did he hit a bomb in the 9th against the Mets?
No idea.
Alex Gordon, or is that a dumb? I don't know.
I like where your brain's at, but that's not.
trying to
He's
think.
not like he was third baseman at one point in time, mostly known as an outfielder.
I can see. I know who it is. I just can't. I don't know. Yeah, that's the Rangers antlers. What are you doing?
What else has antlers?
Mike Moustakas?
Mike Moustakas, baby.
Oosh.
Mike Moustakas.
What else has antlers? I'm like, what?
So yeah, I had to help you out with a couple there, but not bad. The Josh Harrison pool I like. You brought out the Keela pick for 6%. The Derek Dietrich 2%er combo work there. I do want to go see some other Ranger options real quick for that 200K. There's 9 apparently. Oh wow, okay. So we have Lance Lynn. This is in reverse chronological order. Lance Lynn, Mike Minor, Cole Hamels did do it in 2016. Yu Darvish, CJ Wilson, Nolan Ryan twice, Bobby Witt Sr., Nolan Ryan, Charlie.
Joke. Because I remember him catching that ball from Bobby Witt Jr. and I just wanted to throw it out there.
And then last but not least, Fergie Jenkins.
That's a good one.
So I wish I had remembered Fergie, or I don't know why I didn't think about Yu Darvish. Usually that's the guy I think of for strikeout for Rangers.
I knew he was a good pitcher, but I didn't think he hit it. I just didn't think about it.
Those first couple years in the league when he was just terrorizing people when he first came over.
I was thinking about that the other day.
Because he threw every pitch.
Yeah.
With his bleached hair.
8 pitch mix.
All right, that was our immaculate grid shout outs. Anything else we need to take care of today?
I think that's it.
Sweet. Be sure to give us a like and subscription on the YouTube services and follow us on Instagram and Twitter for more, because Noah is all about posting Rangers memes on Twitter.
Screw the Astros.
Thanks.